What's going on? I'm your man, Haas Diesel, and this is
Agent Bear from Hibernation Nation.
Yeah, he's back from that place again.
Yes.
So, anyways, we saw Spider-Man Far From Home today, and this is our spoiler review. So, when we doing spoilers, I'm giving you a little 5-second countdown. All right, 5 seconds to get up out of here, hit save, come back after you watch the movie, and then we can all have this discussion about Spider-Man Far From Home. So you have to be out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, man. It's spoilers. All right, so you've been warned. So, Agent Bear.
Yes, sir.
Top 3 things, man. Top 3 things of this movie. What do you like? Absolutely.
The cinematics, beautiful. Set pieces, beautiful. That's one thing.
Right.
One thing that the second thing that I did like is how they did Mysterio. You know how they made him more of an angry guy, not less magical powers like they did in the comic books.
Right.
But this guy was not a theater prop guy, but he actually worked for Tony Stark.
Right.
So they
Personal connection with him. Yeah.
So they took a little bit from the cartoon, which I do like. The third thing I like the addition of Mary Jane. I think her character supported Tom Holland in a way where it made it a better action movie.
Okay.
So those are my top 3 things.
Top 3 things
that I like.
All right, so let's get into my top 3, man. Starting from the bottom up, let's go with Spider-Man not wanting the mantle of being Iron Man, man. I really appreciate the realism of him just being a kid, right? And him just wanting to go on vacation, and him just wanting to impress a girl, and him not really wanting the responsibility. Like, he just helped save the world in a way, and it's just like he doesn't want that responsibility, man. He just wants to be a kid. So because of that, he gave up what Tony Stark gave to him, right? And that was those Edith glasses, right?
Right.
He gave that up because he was like, look, man, this dude Mysterio came in, saved us. They
don't need me.
Yeah, they don't need me, right? So he gave up the glasses and was like, man, now I can finally get with MJ and everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
Comes great vacation.
Yeah. And it would have been a great vacation, right? So number 2, the Skrulls were in this movie, yo.
I like what they're doing with the Skrulls.
The Skrulls were in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is the spoiler review. So you already seen this. Like, the Skrulls were in the movie, and it
not
was,
like Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. So this is Talos and who we met in Captain Marvel, and him, and I think that was his wife.
I love the band.
Yeah. They posed as Nick Fury and Maria Hill. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the movie, like, you didn't know that. Like, you didn't know. You just thought.
I had no idea.
Yeah. You just really thought it was like Nick Fury and Maria Hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
They at the end of the movie, man, they were actually posing for him while Nick Fury's on vacation in space somewhere with a whole bunch of Skrulls, right?
Right.
He's on a Skrull spaceship. He's just in shorts and living his best life, man. So I mean, that was like major to me, man. The number one thing, definitely the action. In particular, it was Mysterio messing with Spidey's head, right? Just the effects, really him using the effects and the drones and
it made sense. Very common sense.
Yeah. It just put it like, you see, like, this is where I was talking about in the non-spoiler review of how much it was just a comic book ripped from the pages. Because if you go through, reading Spider-Man comic books or even watching the TV shows, like, those sequences when he was just in these illusions, right? And it was just like him fighting off himself, or him fighting off Mysterio, or him fighting off this, or him, and he was just like, he didn't know what was real, he didn't know what it was, like, he looked helpless, right? So that just brought me back from to the comics, brought me back to the animated series. I really appreciated that, man. But I have a bonus one too, man. We got Jonah Jameson back from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. My jaw dropped because Spider-Man is now exposed.
Yeah, see, that's
so. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. That's the main purpose.
Spider-Man identity is out there. That's kind of Civil War thing. So I don't know what they're going to do. Back to the Skrulls. Let me go back here.
Okay.
At first, they made the Skrulls a good guy. I didn't like it, but I'm happy to admit that I was wrong. I like what they're doing because they're opening it up. If the Skrulls are good guys, I mean, we might be talking about the Shi'ar Empire.
I knew he was going to bring him.
Yes, I love him. We might be talking about Gladiator. We might be talking about Super Skrull.
Right.
So these are a lot of things. We might be talking about the Fantastic Four. So these are the things that I like about the movie. Mysterio really brought it home.
Right.
And Jake Gyllenhaal is such a fantastic actor because in the second half, it's not the action that brings home Mysterio. It is Jake Gyllenhaal after you find out that he's really just a regular man.
That part. He played that part. He played that part.
He played the angry employee. He's the one that stole the pens and the paper clips and took an extra $1, but this time he just wanted to take over the world. You know, he just wanted to be a good guy. You have a friend.
The Vulture, you know, he was pissed off that, you know, he couldn't get any work anymore, so he took all the weapons and, you know, built his little business. You know what I'm saying? So
like Sanford or something.
But that was directly from Tony Stark. And, and now you got Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio got fired, but we come to find out Tony Stark stole his idea for that barf technology.
Well, he didn't steal it. He financed it.
But he stole it.
No, he didn't steal it.
I felt when he was pissed off.
Company.
Nah. He stole it.
Right.
He stole it. Changed the name of it. Stole it. Changed the name of it. And I felt his pain because I was like, Dad. And you know they showed the flashback and you see
he called it barf.
He was like, Jake Gyllenhaal was like, huh? Like it was like he was pissed, man. So I feel his pain. Like I understand why he's pissed off. And another good thing about that is that he had a whole group of people that were pissed off by Tony Stark.
Right. They didn't like children. All of them were lonely.
Yeah, you get the one dude that was in Iron Man 1 that was talking Obadiah Stane's character when he was like, yo, you know, when he got pissed off, he's like, yo, he threw us in the grave with a bunch of scraps.
Arg.
That was the dude he was yelling at, and he was like, but I'm not Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? So he was kind of smart, and he's the one that actually set Spider-Man off when Spider-Man defeated Mysterio. Finally defeated him. He was downloading that footage to expose Spider-Man. So when it said downloading 100%, that's what Jonah Jameson has to expose Spider-Man. So
Let's
now
talk
he's
about
out.
Things we don't.
You ready? See, I don't have too much, but I know he does because whatever reason. All right, get into it, man, because I know you do.
Yeah,
I don't really have anything.
Let's talk about things we don't like. The thing that I can't bear about it is I think they try to push the narrative that he misses Iron Man, which is good.
Yeah.
But the whole him running off, it seemed too familiar. When the commentary and the connection with him was too familiar. For a moment, I felt like I was seeing the same movie over again. You know what I mean? So that was one thing that I didn't like about it. But I mean, besides that, you know, like I said, man, A minus. I really.
So we just jumped right into grades.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and give my stamp of disapproval right there. But an A minus. Who wouldn't want, you know, an A minus? But that is my point. I think that if it looked too familiar, you know what I mean? But I'm liking where they're going.
Okay.
So this is why it's an A. It's because I like.
So is it an A or A minus? Because you just gave it an upgrade within.
No, I said
30
an A.
seconds.
You know what I'm saying?
So you upgraded it to an A.
I didn't upgrade it. Why is it grade A an upgrade?
Because you
didn't let me finish. You cut me off.
No, you said A minus.
You didn't give me a chance.
We can rewind the tape.
I know I said an A minus. When I said A, you cut me off. I had to right away. But yeah, but go see Spider-Man. It's an A minus of the movie.
Basically, I want to go through some of the characters. Had some great performances, man. Number one, Tom Holland, fantastic, perfect as Spider-Man. The Spider-Man that we always wanted. Props to Tobey Maguire. Props to Andrew Garfield. No, Tom Holland's performance, fantastic. Amazing. Then you got Zendaya playing MJ. Like
beautiful, I love it.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Very good MJ. To see her, obviously we knew she was going to figure out he was Spider-Man, but her performance gave off a feeling that I believed her, that she really did care about Peter.
Yes.
And
I like the ascension of her character.
You could see that every time he left, it bothered her.
Yeah.
She was not interested in, what was his name, Brad Davis?
Yes.
was not interested in that guy and shut that guy down when he had an opportunity to like blow Spider-Man's spot up.
I love the fact that
he shut her down. She shut him completely down, right? Of course, Ned's fantastic, man. Him and Betty getting together just for the trip. That was hilarious. Like they linked up for the trip. It took a plane ride. They were holding hands. They became, when they got off the plane, it was boyfriend and girlfriend. Flip it around all the way back to when they got off the plane back in North Jersey. They already broke up, so that was kind of cool to see. They had a relationship.
I like how they explained the disappearance of everybody with the blip. I think it was,
and I knew we knew that was coming. See, a lot of people had questions about, well, why are they 5 years? It's 5 years in the future, and why are all these kids still the same? Obviously, they got snapped. Like it was pretty obvious. People like they got snapped, and they're gonna come back as the same age.
Common sense is not that common.
Yeah, but I'm glad they explained it in a way where make sure everybody understands. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we shouldn't assume. We should be sure, right? So they made sure in the first couple minutes of the movie that you understand that these kids came back and they were the same age, and everybody else grew 5 years. Right. So that's where Brad Davis came from.
I like to say my little brother's older than me now.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the dude Jason said
top
that. So those characters. Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio. And like I said to you before on the show, we knew. I mean, I knew in particular, like he was never going to be a good guy. He was never going to be a hero. Possible. And I knew the elementals were fake. But a good twist was that whole multi-universe, the multiverse that we were talking about. Like we thought it was a huge play. It's fake, man. It was fake. Not saying that the multi-universe is fake in itself, but his story about the multi-universe. But he wasn't from Earth 333.
And that was the trick. A lot of people gonna get it wrong. The multiverse is real. He just used that as an opportunity to say he was from a different Earth.
Yeah, so all that stuff that we're going to get with the multiverse, we're going to see that in the next phase. Because we're definitely not going to see that with, you're not going to see that with Spider-Man Far From Home. And if you've seen the spoiler review, then you already know that already. So, but that was a nice little twist because they played it in the trailers. Like, oh, he's from another Earth, da-da-da-da-da. No, he's from this Earth and he worked for Tony Stark. So, but, I mean, as far as villains go, like he's definitely on the upper echelon of villains. Fantastic performance when he finally turned and he got the Edith glasses and he gave his speech, and you could really see like how not so much evil. It was the revenge factor on Tony Stark, and he was like, I finally got what I deserve from him, basically screwing me, right? And he had a lot of followers with him, but you can see as we find out his turn, he started getting more diabolical. Right.
Well, like, even though Jake Gyllenhaal is gone, the mantle of Mysterio, if you look at the guy that took all the work, it's not gone. But there's a very important part when the Ned's girlfriend is doing a podcast early in the movie, right?
Right.
You remember that?
Right.
And she had a pet growling in the background, and she said, "Be quiet, tigress."
Yeah.
Wow. If that's not an Easter egg, you would add cheese to it.
Yeah. So, man, a lot of good things. Happy was fantastic. Fantastic throughout the movie. Right. Nick Fury and Maria Hill but the Skrull versions of them. I mean, it was just fun to see. Right. Obviously, you find out later that they were just Skrulls.
I knew something was wrong when he said, "Don't even mention her name."
Yeah.
Like, hold on. And Nick Fury is trying too hard.
Right.
He's trying to.
Don't invoke her name.
Right.
Don't invoke her name. Like
something was.
Yeah. So that was the first thing I thought of when we found out they were Skrulls. And Aunt May is as hot as she ever been. She's just as hot as she was on A Different World. Marissa Tomei.
Shout out Aunt May.
Oh my goodness, Aunt May.
Row.
Yeah, row.
The bounds, and I'm gonna go like 2 or 3 years in the future. I think I know where they're going.
Okay.
Everybody knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. His friends are gonna rally, behind him to hide him, to cover for him. Okay. And I think there's gonna be some superheroes. I think Ned might get some power. Flash might be Venom. You never know. I think they're going towards the Spider Team. I think Spider-Man and friends. I do want to see that.
I don't want to see that. I already seen that in Ultimate Spider-Man, that animated series. I think
that
I disagree.
We'll see another 2 or 3 years that I'm right.
So on that note, it's time for our grades, which he already gave his.
Yes.
A- from Agent Bear.
Yes.
Give a solid A-.
Yes.
A+, man. I honestly, to be honest, and I love Spider-Man 2. The best Spider-Man movie. I'm sorry, it just is. It just is. It's the most comic booky Spider-Man movie. It's comic booky.
The best Spider-Man movie to know of.
To me. So go see it. It's an A+. You will not be disappointed at all. At all. It's a very fun ride. You will see it multiple times. But the post-credit scene is definitely
beautiful.
Wonderful. So if you watch the spoiler review and you haven't seen it, because some people do, definitely go see what we're talking about. So you can be in the know and ready for Phase 4. Because Marvel's taking a break, man. MCU's taking a break for a year until Black Widow comes out. So this is all we got. All right, you got Endgame, you got Spider-Man. This is all we got. All right, so now we got to rewatch these things to kill time. Right, we're gonna rewatch these things. So, Agent Bear, any last words?
Sure.
All right, man. Agents and Nerds, we out of here, man. Party girls, go.
We need an outing.
One day we will.
Yeah, we got to.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your job.
Oh, I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work.
Because I am going on vacation.